those sharks are bad. This is what we're working with.
Oh, that's him.
Hold up, hold up, hold up. Before I was doing stuff like that, I was doing stuff like this. My name's Joey Antonelli and you're watching my channel. I've grown up in the same area my whole life, fishing the same waters with a family full of fishermen. Now I'm on the water more than ever. Thanks for tuning in to another episode, and if you like what you see, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Now, let's get back at the action.
This is Joey Antonelli in the great outdoors.
Good morning, afternoon, whatever time this video is being uploaded, but we are in the Parker again. You guys haven't seen the Parker for a while. Well, this Parker. You've seen Nick's Parker, but we're back in Evan's Parker. We got Scotty boy. He thinks he's Pepe over here, straightening a shaft.
What are we working well?
What are we doing today?
Trying to straighten a shaft from a Goliath grouper.
That is a lie, and Scott's trying to get me some hate. We are not hunting Goliath grouper.
No, Goliath meant it.
You're an idiot. Oh, did it really? It ate something?
Yeah, no, I shot a Goliath and it meant it.
He's lying. Don't believe him. He's an idiot. So we are going diving today. We got Shot by Scott Charters with us. We got Evan, and we got me. Two-man dive crew. Evan's on the wheel. The water is looking pristine. That is the view from the office window this morning. Sometimes it's really nice, sometimes it's really bad. Today it's looking beautiful. And I got a feeling we're gonna be getting some giants. This is a meat mission. We may do a catch and cook here also, maybe something different that we haven't done before. But we got a long ride out, so we're gonna do that and catch back up with you once we get to our first spot. It is time for the dives.
Guys.
Suiting up, fishing up. We got it all. We got some chum. That's all our chum for the day, so we gotta make it last. Just kidding, we make it rain. We got chum for days, but we're working out here. I don't know what I'm talking about. This is just it. We're gonna switch to the mask cam and hop in the water. As soon as we jump in, it's always cool to see that first drop and see the water for the first time. Now I was just floating at the surface and I could see the water is blue and I could actually make out the ledge all the way down in the bottom about 85 or 90 feet. Now I started dropping down and there were red snapper everywhere. Not what we're looking for today because we're over here on the East Coast and our red snapper season is not open yet. But this will definitely be a spot that we come back to for the red snapper season. That big one following me up right there, that fish was well over 20 pounds. That was a really, really nice fish, and it was really dumb, which is my favorite kind of really nice fish. So we just checked out. That was the first spot of the day. Beautiful water. And those big red snapper are gonna be waiting for us when season opens up. Those are some 20 plus pound red snapper. Definitely some 15 to 20s. But we're gonna move a little bit down the reef to some of my mangrove stuff and look for some big old mangroves, some maybe some African pompanos. I don't know what else we're gonna find, but we're gonna hop in the water and show you guys some big old fish. AJs, you like when we shoot AJs? We're gonna get them. I think here Scott and I spotted the snapper that came up at about the same time. This is a really nice mangrove snapper. We both made a drop down on it and he was just in a much better position, so I went ahead, backed off. Scott closed the gap, took the shot, and I started looking around to see what else was around and to charge down at his fish in case a shark came up, which I think a shark started to come up, but we couldn't really see it on the video, but I'm pretty sure a big sandbar shark was hanging around at this time. Yeah, there he is down there. So big sandbar on the mangrove. I was down there to help him land it, and that is our first snapper for the day. You see all the AJs come in?
A little bit of a blowout, but he's already got it.
All right. Got him right in the jugular, huh?
A lot of the times when we shoot a fish, the commotion attracts not only sharks, but it attracts other fish. So after Scott shot his fish, I knew he had it taken care of. He was going to go put it in the boat and he'd be back in the water any second right on me. So I made a drop down, and as I started sinking down, I saw the amberjacks, and I love shooting amberjacks. I think it's really cool because you see them and it's kind of an exciting thing. You know how strong they are. They are a pretty easy fish to stone, meaning you kill it right on the first shot. So when you pull the trigger, I only pull the trigger on an amberjack when I think I'm gonna roll it, and that's what I did right here. Unfortunately, I didn't roll it. I thought I was gonna roll it. I pulled the trigger. I shot a teeny bit high. It was still a really good holding shot, but this thing was whooping me. It made a run down to the bottom, but Scott was right there. He started swimming down, and it's always good to have dive buddies that are watching your back and that know how you dive, because having the team that has your back makes all the difference when it comes to safety and landing fish. I didn't have to tell him anything to do. He knew exactly what I was doing. I knew what he was doing. He swam down there, put his second shot in the fish while I'm back at the surface, breathing up, and turned what could have been a 5-minute fight into about a 30-second fight, and we got a nice amberjack to the boat.
Here, grab that for me. We got a little bit of a tangle going on here.
Yep.
Stud.
I feel like the clip you're about to see right here really showcases my style of diving, how I like to dive in my local waters, and that's slow. I'm in about 90 or 100 feet here, but I'm only about 40 or 50 feet down, and then I leveled off. You can see all the barracudas, and to me that means that's where the life is. I'm sure there's some really good fish on the bottom, but I know if I just level off and float around that depth for a little while, I'll spot something, and that's what I saw. I thought it was a big mangrove snapper in the distance, but as I started to close the gap, I really started getting excited because I could see it was a really, really solid mutton. And I was going to take my time on this dive. I had plenty of air. A lot of times you'd see people taking the shot there, or there, or there, and I just really, really waited, barely moving, just gliding towards the fish, and he presented a perfect broadside shot for a really solid mutton snapper.
Miami muttons, baby.
That's a big one.
Oh, muttons, baby. There you go. Solid muttons. We're gonna throw him in the boat and then go help Scotty.
Scott dropped down out of my sight on this clip, so when I heard his gun go off, I started hauling butt straight down there to help him out, whether it was to help pull up a fish or just have his back or fend off sharks. And he had a curious little shark following him up, but luckily he stoned this nice mangrove.
What do you got, Scotty?
There's a lot down there.
I know.
That's a big mangrove.
I got it in my hand.
XL.
This is just a few seconds after Scott shot his mangrove snapper. While he was throwing that in the boat, I made a drop down, and I knew that shark was lurking around there, so if I was going to take a shot, it had to be a good one, and there was no chance I was going to let this fish run. I was locking up the reel on him and just yanking him to the surface and either ripping him off or landing him. Luckily, another perfect broadside shot, hit him solid. I knew I had a good shot, and I just started pulling real hard, and luckily it was a headshot, so it was pretty easy to turn the fish, swam him up, and all in one dive I was able to land the fish, get the spear out of the fish, and even start braining the fish before I made it back to the surface, which is huge when it comes to shark prevention.
They still down there?
Big old mangroves. Pull the gun in, I'll take my other gun, help Scott.
That was a productive little spot. We're gonna definitely redrift that one. Evan caught a nice mangrove. There's that mutton I shot, and then Scott shot a stud of a mangrove, and then I got a nice mangrove too. Shot him through the gill and ripped him up because those sharks are bad. We got some solid fish in the boat, and now these next few clips, we're gonna fly through them. First up's this barracuda. We needed a barracuda for deep drop bait the next day, so I lined up a shot, Got a nice headshot on him, didn't roll him, but messed him up pretty bad. Made pretty quick work of that one. Then it was an amberjack sleigh fest. I'm in a school of amberjacks, a lot of them around here, and again, I thought I was going to get the stone shot on this one. I let it fly. I didn't get the stone shot, but I messed him up really bad, and it was a really easy fish to land. He didn't fight, he didn't pull, I just pulled him up. Scott pretty much got the same shot on his fish. He hit an amberjack, didn't roll it, but it was messed up pretty bad. That action attracted the shark. No big deal though. We reloaded our guns and got back on the AJs. And then here we have the El Rolo shot. That's what we're looking for. Hit the fish, nice stone shot, make him do a loop-de-loo. Next up is another school of amberjacks. I was trying to pick out a bigger fish here. A lot of them were like 15 to 20 pounds. Then I had a nice one come straight in on me and hit him with a backwards El Rolo on this one. Then I look over at Scott and he did the same thing. So we doubled up on rolling some AJs, swam up to the surface, and that's the way we like to do it.
That's how you do it, boy.
Double roll. Oh, is my line still in it?
Look at this water. Scott's seasick. Scott, are you sick? Scott's blowing chunks. Or washing his hands. We're getting him. We're gonna make one more stop. Let's show you a few of the fish for the day. Got a bunch of jacks in there. And then the mangroves. Not a bad day at all. We're cruising in now. Scott's on the feed. Evan's doing his thing. And I'm doing my thing right here with that. But I think we're gonna do a catch and cook. I don't know what I'm gonna cook for you, but we're gonna cook a little something. And that mangrove that I shot, pretty solid mangrove, and the mutton too. We're gonna be measuring that up because that's gonna be my submission for the Florida spearfishing tournament that I'm in this year. All fun stuff, but we're getting back to the dock and we'll show you the catch. We're back at the fillet table and we got us a beautiful mutton snapper here. I shoot a lot of mangroves, but I don't shoot all that many muttons, and I think they're one of the prettiest snappers out there. Wish I showed you it better when it was lit up. We got the blue stripe right there, super pretty, real pretty eyeballs, beautiful color. Yellows, oranges, reds. I said they look like a starburst. I call them starburst snapper. So we're gonna go ahead, get the camera set up, get this thing cut up, and then figure out how we're gonna cook it. Here we go. Start at the head, turn the knife, get all that head meat, and then we're working the knife right down the back, like always. It's always tricky doing this on camera. And we're going right over the rib, or right over the spine to the other side. Keeping that knife angled down until the last second and flip it up. Now we're gonna cut up through here now, actually. With the knife facing up to protect our blade, to save our blade so we don't dull it by cutting through the spine or the scales. Once we cut through that, we'll do a deeper cut to make sure we get it all the way. And now we're gonna just work our way over those ribs. Just kind of little by little. There we go. Look at that nice slab of mutton right there. That's all ribs right there. Sounds good. Missed a little bit right there, but it's really difficult filleting at this angle. I'm gonna skin it and then we'll go ahead and do the other side. Matan. We are in the kitchen, the Krith K kitchen, cooking with Krith, but Krith isn't on the camera right now. This is what we're working with. We cleaned up the mutton, cut the bloodline out, and we're gonna make a little marinade with it. Oh, wait, we're not using this. Get this out of here. We don't need any of that. That is out of there. But we're working with some limes, some ginger, salt, honey, soy sauce, some sesame oil, and some sriracha. We're gonna go ahead and get the fish in the bag with all the stuff in there, mix it all up, and get a nice little marinade going. There's the mutton and the marinade. We're gonna go in there, close up the bag, get it all mixed up, and put it in the fridge for about 20 minutes. Into the fridge. All right, let's get our fish going. That looks good. On the egg. Grilled fish. Ooh, that looks good. It's done time. We just putting it right on this red thing?
Yeah.
That is some good looking mutton. That mutton looks good. Little diblet piece right there. Beautiful looking mutton. Mutton snapper. I will say, out of all the fish we sell, mutton snapper is always up there with the most expensive fish. And it's worth it. Super, super good. Now, I'm not big on spice. Now, it has some spice to it, but it's not bad. If I can handle it, anyone can handle it. Let's get some light going in here. But that's pretty good. I've never done it like that. That's Krith's way. That's right, Krith, C-R-I-T-H. It's one of my real good friends. His mom had a lisp, and at the hospital there was some miscommunication. I think it was supposed to be Chris, but he's Krith. Let's try one more piece. Uh-oh. That's awesome. So we got a few people here. We're just gonna kind of split this up. A little snack time. Mutton snapper. Do you guys like the gear? jantogear.com. You can get my hats, my shirts, my stickers, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. We'll see you guys in the next video. Later.